March 2020. So we all know the history of Friday the 13th. But again, we get an exciting crew tonight. We get a very, very, very exciting program we get for cover tonight. With me tonight, I get Miss Matilda Cole on the screen, and also on the line, I get Miss Janet Matamusa from the UK, and also Mr. Kutubu Kuruma, Wednesday again for joining on the phone from Maryland. So again, I want to ask me co-host tonight, we meant on the screen, Miss Matilda Cole from going to introduce himself, and then I'm going to introduce the rest of the panel them.
Fambulem, good evening.
Thank you. Over to Miss Janet Matsumosa, the lady with the golden voice. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, my people. I'm right back.
Thank you very much, Miss Matsumosa. And over to you, Mr. Kutubu.
Fambulem, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, guys. Today we get, I would say, not all the time we report something way bad in Salone. Today we want to talk about one of the good things that ever happened in the history of Salone. Since they created with police force in Salone 1896, now today the first time we ever get a woman when the Deputy Inspector General of Police, when Miss Elizabeth Turay. So now that make I forget we two dynamic women and we today for tell we the importance of this day. 1894. Sorry, for tell you the dynamic of this day. What it mean for we get that kind of appointment from the administration and how the woman don't take a step forward. So I will begin first with well, always go first to Mr. Kutubu. Let's tell you a little bit about the police, the history of the police, as well. Things what we police them supposed to do, or to the expert of a police force. Then I will come to the Mamide and Namide and tell you exactly the step we might not take in our society and we for continue for take. So over to you, Mr. Kutubu.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Like you correctly say, the police force actually in 1894. But Salone is such a blessed society. Salone, during the colonial administration, really not having the headquarters. So what to be get, the police come out from what we call that West African Frontier Force. When are they we army, the one at Ghana and Nigeria, all at the same thing. So now be out of the West African Frontier Force that the police come out. Now they created now 1894. Okay, they made me sure where the police get. Organization. He also get for doing with discipline. Then he get for power and duty system. So, but for let we get a feel of that, we want to know whether this task where they may give the police them and all. But for that also we get for look at the manpower, the one that we don't head the police them. Roughly from me head, I remember roughly, we go start with the last weights man we had up, which was independent. Now Mr. Killing, we 1964 now he hand over power to the first black man. When William Lee. After William Lee, you get Malcolm Parker. After Malcolm Parker, you get Jenkins Smith. You get Prince K2 Smith. Also, you get I call him Moriba Johnson, PM Johnson, Prince Moriba Johnson. When I the first Inspector General of Police, they call get Pa Kelly, or Koma. Kelly Koma, you get Pa Koma, you get Mr. Taylor, you get woman the chief of Gestapo mentality, and Abambe Kamara. Then of course you get a young fellow they will come on at college, start with people like Walter Nico, you get Williams, you get William Safa, you get them then in between them one white man keep bidu. Young Kababu one white man keep bidu. Then after that now where you get and as commander, your first man, I don't forget his name. But he come up with Munu. The way Munu go, now he come with Richard Moigbe and this guy. And within the police, watching and do just like yourself, then divide them. You get the administrative head, the administration, when are they the commissioner or the inspector general and the deputy that they for the day-to-day management. They get a CID, you get a traffic, you get a legal division, you get the media. There you get, of course, in the higher human resources, You get one who will deal with community affairs. You get internal affairs. Internal affairs where people they don't know. Now a police within a police, even I can get that. Meaning that at the end they, they check on the conduct of the police itself. So now a police within a police, now then go recommend disciplinary actions against police them where they don't violate, the laws and anything. Then Salone at the first time I see then get a division within the police, they call them mineral resources. I mean, try to find out within that mineral resources. They are not if they ended that then are the police for protect the mineral resources. Then of course you get just like I said, they get the domestic side where we deal with domestic violence and picking business. So these now the components of this. This is the structure. I mean the foundation, the structure, the people we don't head at. So what I do, we go with two distinguished ladies and they Kutubo Commando and monopolize the discussion. So la hold back and send them back to the studio. So we two ladies and go pick them up from there, even though we come back later and they pick them up.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kutubu. But first of all, I want to just take this opportunity for congratulate with new Inspector General of Police, when Mr. Ambrose Michael Suvula, and also with Deputy Inspector General of Police, when Elizabeth Turay. As much as we talk about the deputy, but let me just people know say the former one when Richard Moigbe they left, we're already as of today, they don't left. This one and they can take over when Mr. Suvula. But over to I just send the next question now to Miss Matilda. As a woman in a salon, and we all know say we society in a salon, I'm of that macho society. Now we the man they always can they before by anything. We know say this short time way and don't allow women for come for take part and be part of we don't see a big difference. And we believe say as time they goes on ourselves, they try for patawi, sawe, now for patawi, always have no say yes. Where you get women them in any place, thinking change. So what's in your take about this history or make today in a salon for we get the first woman where you get that position there?
The 50-50 group of Sierra Leone, a group, an organization where I give me time to as I do my internship there during the time where I've been do my masters. Then get this thing where they can sing whenever, then they go out on the field, side by side, side by side, side by side, side by side. Then believe in this thing where, say, woman not a team up behind man, woman not a team up before man, but woman they team up side by side. So, as equal partners for develop. So, taking that motto within that song day side by side, side by side. Today na a day na salon where we dey see a side by side, side by side. May I take the time to congratulate Miss, I'm not sure if she's Mrs. Elizabeth Turay or Miss Elizabeth Turay. However, she's deemed it fit to, call herself, I salute you, ma'am. I salute you for your hard work. I salute you for everything you've done. And yeah, congratulations. Now you don't join the ranks of the big boys, you the play in the ranks of the big boys. I hope say you go make us proud. You go show say indeed when you put a woman in a position of power, when you put a woman in a position of trust, they are not there to, empower themselves. They are there to empower others. They are there to make the best decision for the rest of the people, that they are there to serve. So, ma'am, to you, I say, please be of service to your nation, be of service to your country. Not allow, party politics for cloudy judgments. There is a reason why, God don't see I'm fit for make you sit on at that prestigious seat today. What would I have loved more? What would I have loved to see more was for the Inspector General to have been a woman. Oh, today I would have been doing cartwheels had I seen that. Because for me, yes, a woman has been appointed the first time as the Deputy Inspector General. Do I think that's enough? Absolutely not. When I feel na Matilda they talk, this na in Matilda talking. For Matilda, na the woman being for don't be the Inspector General today. Oh, that would have been a great moment. But with all of that said, make I take a moment and say, I know I see a lot of people and they thank the president for appointing a woman. No, I'm not thanking the president for appointing the woman. It don't deem and fit within in judgment say, she has earned that position, she's earned that right to be there, to have a seat at the table, to have a space at the table. Ma'am, to you I say, have your seat at the table, have your space at the table, and let no one intimidate you at that table, because you have earned it. It wasn't given to you, you've earned it.
Thank you very much. But again, forget the president credits. Says if he may do something wrong against the woman, for coming after him, had that one. And if this administration may don't go, let me say halfway, elect enough women them, so for them drop a bomb in their hand. So we'll give credit on that side. They say where instead of don't take a look beyond the other in predecessors, them don't do something where it don't make a false history. Even though yes, they will not go take them back from Miss Elizabeth because he had that position there. They not get because a woman, then get because they know say it fits for another position there. So, Auntie Janet,
Yes.
As a Kumbra and as a mommy, what do you feel say ain't go able to do different way? Most of the money we can come not do different in terms of discipline and for the country.
CEO, thank you very much. You ask a question very, very important for the simple reason being that when Kutubu they talk about the structure of the police, and when I did read it just now, I realized say at the beginning when I get this police force, throughout the years, even before Shaka Stephen they come on, and women were actually seen as and they cook for the their colleagues them. They were not taken seriously, really, that kind of stuff. So for me, this is a great leap from being marginalized in that manner to be seen as a second, taking the second position within this institution. So for me, I would say kudos to the president for taking the time out for consider, say we women them, we can play an all important role in governance. So for me, I'm saying yes, okay, Matilda say it would have been a joy for all of us today to say yes, we don't get a female IG, but at the same time, we want to appreciate the president for even for afford this woman, the right for take this position. And the question we ask me, what we should do differently? Well, CEO, thank you very much, because this was so we woman them. We when what would they do? What would they do? We did with compassion. We did with the observe duty. I find that the woman and also when it inside it go pay attention to detail. You say yes, not for protect the lives of Sierra Leoneans, not for abuse power, and I'm sure, when it inside it, not go able to find a way quickly. There was a program I did in Sierra Leone a couple of years ago where we talked to a police officer when English so study able to express in frustration where he say, you are being ordered from the top to do certain things where say by the book it's wrong, but you cannot escape it because if you see do it in a once they will push you to the side. And we saw that with Munu sent from Freetown as the IG to become an ambassador in Liberia, after which they may leave off in job and stuff like that. So I am just praying, CEO, I'm just praying that this government when they're not elected, they don't appoint, they don't appoint her into that they will give her the respect, allow her to use the position correctly, and not go put a gag in order on her, not for able for correct some of the mistakes them where the police themselves they make. So coming from making tea and cooking for the boys, and now sitting side by side where Matilda says, standing side by side as partners, occupying a very important office. I, as a female, I am so proud. Thank you for that question. And I hope, say, you know, it go make we proud, it go there, it go speak up, and you know, and we stand by him. We still stand by our side by side as women, and we admire and today for the position we don't take. For the first time, we have a female as you know, in that particular position. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. Now they come now to the nitty-gritty side of the thing. I'll go first with Mr. Kutubu. Then I go up to now the same question I get on your take concerning the previous AIG way. I mean the previous IG way left. Mr. Kutubu, waiting, how you go assess the previous IG way left in terms of what he do from where his administration came in? Let me say from the previous administration immediately and work to this one to the time we left. How you go assess them?
Thank you. Before we talk about well, some of people who they aim in as an author for what they deal with issues, comment and analysis. You know, long after Richard Moigbe for Lego. So right there, you know, say Kutubu in assessment or a very negative. But even before I begin talk about anything, which I want to do, I want to remind we listeners and say, really not to the first time this woman they don't get major positions in the police. And the one way they follow that, or if you know, I don't know if my distinguished friend there, you know, Miss Matilda, who we call him what they call Rex Davis. I don't know if that name they ring anything, or Janet, that name Rex Davis means anything to her. She actually rose in between where to the see now so between Miss Turay and almost the final upper echelon them. So not only first time this now just a continuation. Now we go back to Richard Moigbe at the camp assessor, where of course to me this don't become a norm na Salone. The police force from the time where Mr. I think the best police people the way me could think for when me really know that student will be William Lee, whether the black man, and Jenkins Smith. They call us Jenkins Smith. Those guys, I can tell you, they represent everything where people they want in the police. The role of the police, like we could talk about this now, waiting their obligation to the citizens there. I can tell you with any degree of certitude that those guys were actually. But the problem is, their views or actions were not tailored in such a way that we will meet the idiosyncrasies of the politicians. So they were jettisoned. Richard Moigbe and every other person then when you pull William Lee, Jenkins Smith, we pull a commot day. Everybody as we come screw up. And he screwing up actually, it can reach the peak of Mount Everest in 1971-72, where Shaka Stevens begin give policeman then place for sit on the cabinet table. And we are the first policeman we begin sit on the cabinet table. K2 Smith. He bring K2 Smith inside the cabinet. So once the security agency system, the army, they call army, would have win the now more than win at the cabinet, and then win K2 Smith. Okay. Their rationale was that well, when you bring in people there, yeah, stability good in the country. No, that's not a fast. Waiting to bring stability in the country, una govern the people there properly, una hold proper elections, govern the people there, and apply the law there uniformly. That bringing the police and the army inside the thing, no, it's not. And I'm glad the people like Dr. Black Country never supported anything. So, Richard Moigbe was just as bad as the because he begin to AC is as you know an apex or a satellite or part of the political establishment. So now his master's voice, which in not forget see, they two political parties here, which they don't do, they don't make every institution as Salone, it don't become part of the political process. So things like professionalism and straightforwardness, enthusiasm, services to the nation, that don't take a back seat. Where to get now opportunism, even the civil service, so then one day we'll get for talk about the civil service. The civil service that I knew and when I work there, when I see it different from today's civil service. It completely different because everything is shrouded in politics. So they new people there where they bring now. So if they can only make let the politicians they know that if they able muster the courage of conviction and fortitude for say, you know what? Yes, we were appointed by the president, but guess what? We constituency that the citizens of Salone, now we constituency that if they able, you know, work within the confines of the constituency of the citizen, meaning what I mean by that, everybody can be treated equally under the law. There should be nothing like others from the above. Nobody not for the above the law, nobody not for the untouchable. If they able to do that thing and day, the police return to what we see under the last white man where we go where we there, and even when William Lee and Kande, if we see that kind of police there, and where even with man, Mr. Bidu, perhaps, but as far as we concerned, Richard Moybe failed. He failed because instead by part of the political establishment, and he get 14 orders from the above. So as far as we concerned, zero. He not do anything we impress. And what now with them in charge? Let add that very quickly. Because also how he with the mistreat and maltreat policeman name, where he not say nothing. So he was actually not even on the police.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kutubu. So same thing over to Ms. Matilda. Waiting a young take about the previous IG, and then waiting a young expectation for the new IG we don't take over.
So I mean, talking about someone in the police force, they tug at my heartstring a little bit, and why? I mean, I've made it no news to people that, you know, my young granny be a former police officer, right? And I get people in my family where don't go very high up the ranks in the police force. So, and I you know, I see the discipline, I see the order, even with the way they raise them, picking them and whatnot. I see that, and you know, when they talk about the police, what the police used to be then, and say maybe the police when me experience, you know, when I was fully of age to know, you know, law and order, what a police policeman waiting at a walk and this that. You know, during the 3 years where I privileged for go back Salone, you know, do me from 2, 3, 4, and 5 up to O level na Salone, you know, the police with me experienced there. And just because I come on a family where, you know, I get so many people them, we don't go through the police force, we don't serve as police officer them, it really hard for make a critique a police person from a police background. But however, we get to call a spade a spade. Me not follow the career of the last IG. But there is one thing I can say for sure: whenever he makes the news, he wasn't making the news for positive impact. He wasn't making the news for positive change. And so my attention being drawn to that IG day, not so because it been they make changes them, it been they make, you know, real impact na the society, you know, for benefit others, but it's almost as if he left a legacy of dictatorship within the police force. It almost as if he left a legacy of dominance within the police force. Like I say, I not follow in career so closely for make I be the absolute judge of that. I am just saying from what I have witnessed in general, or what I have not even witnessed because I wasn't personally there, but what I have observed from other people, them it's like for say, the famous tune of he who you know pays the piper plays its tune type of thing. That was the type of IG it was, which was rather unfortunate because it don't tarnish in reputation, it don't soil in reputation. I've been really so ashamed the day where I see pictures circulate of the way allegedly in where they treat police officers them. As an IG, you allow your spouse for degrade, officers of the police force to that level. I think your own integrity, your own moral, your own office should be called into question. So, did he leave a good legacy from everything where I don't hear you so far and everything where I don't hear you from this man? I think say he fall into the cracks of politics and politicking.
Well, I think I feel the pain because we all get people in our police. In fact, we get in a high level. Sometimes people don't understand what we still know. They criticize people where we know say after they don't criticize and do I pick up phone back and say how you do everybody today, and that man your job is not things we spend your own life in. They don't know how hard it is sometimes for us to know. But at the end of the day, then self know say some of the things they say not true. And then self know say we sit down because we want for our country to move forward. We know they point finger at individual, they point finger at the system. And for that system they work, so most of them they put their time and everything into their job. Just say for me the system work for them. So it's sometimes really hard for us to criticize people who love their job them. But we get for doing because if you not work, you know work for we all. If you work for we all. So Auntie Janet, we all, even though we bash the police all the time because we know the system of the work, but let we say look at what this policeman and your own side say. Any president will come, it's ever get a police in back pockets. Because in that points them, if you not do what they want, they sack you. And we all know how job business can go Salone. We all know to them position and the way policeman where they begin from the day where they go into the academy and then job and they look for. They want to be the top of the police. So they will do anything for secure a job there. What's in that from your point of view, we as a country or we leader the need for begin for make sure that the police will become independent and allow them to operate so they're not going to worry about their job when they do the right thing.
CEO, this is a very difficult question for answer because I think to say because the presidents get the power for hire the IG and for firearm, I think the office of the president don't use that power to me in a way for where they benefit them in the sense that the IG are just a puppet really, and you cannot blame them. Like what you said, don't state very clearly when it comes to job business, by the time they reach that IG stage, you're already in your 50s, they go on, So I think to say, you really truly, I remember having the opportunity of speaking to Mono women, they fatal, and I did see a lot of things where they get blamed for, but get the power, he said it in few words, you're working for someone, so you just they tell you what for do now you do, and if you resist, obviously like he did at one time, he was removed. So CEO, it's a difficult situation, but I hope say this possibly don't come in. Maybe he could get a voice of his own. Maybe he could follow in police training for say, well, we have to be free from they are part of the executive though. Don't forget that. However, but that's they're not there for serve the president and they for serve the country. Maybe once that distinction is made and is maintained and the president can respect that position, I think then it go better for them. But to be honest and to be realistic, I don't see that happening.
Wow, well, thank you very much. Because what's make it put them question, we know not take it for guys. Maybe the next 1 or 2 months it for come up. Most especially way then just appoint he go on for kind impress. And the first person go on for impress now the president. And we all don't see all in turmoil they go on the country. Most especially when they come from their political activities in from both sides, APC and SPP. Every day we get on the street. We not still get that one person who can say, okay, I don't care which party they don't put stop to this nonsense now and let we focus on the people in your safety in the country. We're not seeing it because all my want for be a puppet to the president. Yes. So Mr. Kutubu, somebody we I know say we all on bash the police over and over and over and over. From your own side, what do you feel say we need for do now for give an autonomy to this new leadership of the police?
Well, it's not that the police. No. Yes, today's discussion is not the police, but let we talk about the foundation of the country. we offer, as we say, the foundation of Salone, it don't book. Foundation, not the national. So we need for return, to age again at very good. Sometimes people they keep for laugh at age, but age good. Because when you advance in age, it's very possible. So you're like when they talk now things fall apart, say, would that first come on and do nice and go meet. So you first then belong born, you see a lot of things say you always there go think you see, you don't see it. Like I said, some of we within the position for make comparative analysis just about on that thing they call Salone, that contraption they call Salone. This is not just about the police. Yes, that the police will talk about today, but Salone for return to waiting actually waiting some of we don't use for see where will they come up. So until we lucky enough, we see that because the white people them in there alongside with the black people them. So, but because the white people them in there, so they make sure say the discipline, the professionalism, the this, the that. Those things became the modus operandi of government. But since we old people they not take over, we black people they not take over. But more so, when you can't change the trajectory of governance as Salone, now the change will change from the Westminster concept of governance to the Soviet Union, North Korea, China, Cuba system of governance. When my very good friend, when I introduced a Salone, Shaka Stevens. All this again we got for look and say, now part of the problem that the system of governance, if you observe, now although you want and they say, oh, this man I had, but now man, some position in the ice you don't need this. As long you get the guardrails the way they did. As long as you don't violate the guardrails, they for let them ease you out of the office no more. Itanga. It's very difficult for them to ease you out of it. As long as even though you're not the president or the prime minister and I go appoint you, that make you parliament. This is where again you ask the question: where is a parliament in Salone, or where is parliament in governance? Certainly, they could only talk to the executive accountable to the parliament. And this is why we've never been able to do that at Salone for the longest time we'll get republic. We don't get this. From the time we'll get republic from 1971, now the parliament at Salone ceased for being a body where now called the primus inter pares. It moved away from that. Until the parliament take a role in governance at Salone, because when they take a role in Salone, they go stand firm on certain things. There are a lot of things they will stand firm on. But as long as everything, not just the president, no more everything, the president. So now the whole offices there, now the whole offices at the whims, views, and caprices. Now that make we get this psychophancy. Now that make we get this labelism that the country, all man they go knock in the leg, all man they tell the leader which in why just for let remain in office until we go back to actually separating governance and the country. Let everybody then only executive now only president. You not get extraordinary and plenipotentiary powers there. We really need for the administration know that they not get that kind of a power where they feel say they get. The checks and balances get for the exercise over. We'll get parliament, they do that say they not get no way. So everybody are made at the mercy of the president. Believe me, the people don't cancel. And they tell anybody, and this is where they align themselves with Lady Janet, they are just going to be the same out and corner. They get for throw the line and they follow. And they tell anybody this. Because the independence of the office is not there. And they tell anybody they are going to be submerged by inordinate interference in their work. People are going to be breathing down their necks and all that. Now, waiting the government will do one and do. As simple as that. So don't get any expectation for them. This then therefore end up the Kamunu and others end up. If you fast it for the opposing government, you're going to be gone.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Matilda. I can give one of the toughest questions and toughest job to do. We know say the political people can fix all this new IG and the deputy now will fix most of the problem that the police get. But just give me two things the way you feel in the next 1 or 2 years you want to make them fix. Just two no more. What you want?
Before I give you them two things, then I want to make you remind Fambul then the role of the police. You get the definition. I want to make you read them for me.
All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second because I know say I get time here just now. I think I forgot back and do them quick so that family will see them. Okay. All right. Yeah. For family way, they don't know the whole of the police. So therefore, read them for us slowly. Then, as Ms. Matilda don't ask me for do. In fact, they see the mission. So the key mission of Sierra Leone Police includes to prevent crime, to protect life and properties, to detect and prosecute offenders, to maintain public order, to ensure safety and security, to enhance access to justice and ensure police primacy for internal security and safety. So not the job we then get.
Okay. For protect lives and property.
Yes.
I not gonna go into a lot, but you say if in the next 2 years,
yeah,
if waiting you want for make a Sierra Leone police then focus on in the next 2 years, Mr. President, members of the judiciary, the ministers, the agencies, executive agencies, or any side nominal side power day small. Do ya at the beguna? For once now we on life or we on picking them where they grow up na Salone.
Turn off. Mr. Kutubi, go for turn off.
I want make una do something for we. I want make una show we a little bit or give the police the chance for show we a little bit something will happen the post immediate war era where that British man can take over the police force.
Mr. Kutubi, turn them off.
And the old guards them. The old guards them being reinitiate them into waiting a policeman need for look like, waiting at the job of a policeman and waiting a policeman for act and sound like, and waiting at the priorities of of policeman then. So there we witness a police force, the kind police force, similar. It not been kind close, but it been almost the reach day. So the kind police force where me young granny been they tell me, but where me uncle and me auntie them, and some of me cousins them, older cousins them, where been then at the police force, where them in they tell me about. So please, one of the job of the police now for protect lives and property. You not see waiting come first, and they not say property and life. They say life first before property. Because if you protect the life, the property can always be acquired another time. The property can always be rebuilt. Please make the police, make them set them priorities them for protect lives. The lives of Sierra Leoneans them, because then life then are just like una own life them. Please make we know they see indiscriminate shooting, indiscriminate rampant violence, heavy-handedness of the police force on this exerted on the citizen and the citizenize them. The other thing. It said for enhanced justice and access to justice. So please, if there is a second thing I want to make the police concentrate on within the next 2 years is justice. Please, make people they go languish in jail for 10 years for something where in 1 week term, for able don't decide on either on they free the person, either the person they go do community service, or either the person go they maybe serve time or something. So please, life and justice to all. Una focus on them to them day for now.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Auntie Janet, we know say for right now where we the man and do something. Now that man they do, but we woman at top office do something, and the woman they all to start blame day. But at the same time, we know say una can be feisty when I want something for later, most especially when I know say injustice to happen. But let's say the president don't make mistake with this lady here. Maybe find out say you need somebody feisty for coming put word on the man that is heavy everyone for say waiting to go on all right now. Yeah. So as a woman and as a mommy, waiting you go feel say as an expectation, if you say in go come, we talk about Madam Turay. What if you say because of a woman and a person in a high authority right now, you will inject into that police force the where most of we know see where and assist man in nobody.
Well, I think to say discipline. Women are very firm on discipline, and you find out say when you look at this government now and how a lot of things happen in Salone. People are doing things they're not meant to be doing. Lack of discipline at the police force. We're not able to know the reason whether there's been a shift in their duties, because obviously they tend to already go on a Salone. You see policeman, they cancel you, they better not aside you afraid, because they were so disciplined in a way that you yourself afraid them, but now we see people attack people, a policeman it's in up front, party voting box, they take a waiting box, they scatter a policeman up, they look the other side. So you begin to wonder what is happening. So I feel say this woman go instill discipline into the police if they're not put the gag on her. And every time I'm speaking, I'm talking about the kind of challenges the way go face. There would be, because when you speak to women, they're in a certain position, they will tell you some of the difficulties. You look like a Sylvia Blyden talks about women social welfare, and women in the president's office, even on TV, she says some of those things, difficulties. So, but this woman, I pray, that her prayer also will be that able for instill discipline into the police force, for make sure say police and they carry out their duties as they are meant to be, and something that what we say just now, we say yes, the police can take the bullets for the president, but the police they're accountable to the people of Sierra Leone. They're supposed to, like Matilda say, to protect life, because after all, life is sacred. The nation is to protect life. So say you got rights to life. It's a human rights way name, and this woman, I feel say go bring a motherhood camp into the police for make sure say the man the way they walk around them, they go able for they teach them or tell them, encourage them for say discipline are number one thing at the country. If the country is not disciplined, the country is life and property go their stake. Pray that will be a major role we go and play in still discipline in the police of Sierra Leone. Thank you, CEO.
Thank you very much. Now we can't change gear now. We're talking about women. So now they can't go to we first mama of the country. We know seeing a vibrant, loving, hardworking, but sometimes controversial mama will get. So today you're going to Gambia as an envoy for we country, for go advocate on behalf of football and the Gambia. So we get a video where the technical team go come play. Now we see what team we mama of the country do. And then now we will talk about what we place an envoy to the Gambia and the message where it go reveal to the president concerning border then at the Gambia and the relationship, bilateral relationship. So I will ask the technical team and play the video first. We'll see, and then I will come back after the video and we'll talk about
I'm fine. Yourself? I'm good. Yes. You're okay? Yes, sir. Very good. Everything is okay? Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much. I had the opportunity to talk to His Excellency about the bilateral relationship between Sierra Leone and Gambia, knowing full well that I'm over there and, his brother is there. For them to find a way, not only be head of states, but actually be brothers and show the world that these two countries have a connection through the First Lady of Sierra Leone. And I also had the opportunity to discuss about the education issue, because in Sierra Leone we have free quality education for everyone, so there is no nationality on it. And the Sierra Leoneans here are claiming that when they go to pay for school fees, they are asked to pay something different from Gambian citizens. So I thought it would be nice to look into those issues. And the other one we talked about is the residential permit. The residential permit is really a very serious issue for Sierra Leoneans living in the Gambia. We understand that Sierra Leone and Nigeria are the two countries that pays the highest for residential permit for them to stay in the Gambia. And that's not the case in Sierra Leone. We give everything to them, and through His Excellency and his relationship with me and the embassy there. So we've brought this problem in front of the president, and he said he's going to look into them ASAP. And he believes that Sierra Leone is part of ECOWAS, and they should not be asked to pay differently from any other ECOWAS country. So I'm pleased that he's going to look into those issues so that Sierra Leoneans can live here in harmony and also not live here in fear.
How can I describe the meeting with the president?
I was talking to my brother, so it was a brilliant meeting, and I'm very happy that we've had this opportunity. I've been appointed as the Sierra Leonean envoy to the Gambia, and for that reason, I think I have to achieve something out of my job as an envoy, and I believe that this is my first assignment, and His Excellency Barrow will look into it and make sure something is done so that I can go back with a good report to the President of Sierra Leone.
What is his response in this meeting?
Well, like I said, he was talking to his baby sister, and we had our personal relationship as sister, brother and sister, and we have our family relationship. So we talk about all of those things, and he's very happy that I'm here and welcome me back home. And we're looking into all of the issues that matters between the two countries, and we'll address them immediately.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, family. And thank you now. So this one, I will start with Miss Matilda, because I pick up something at the interview where he talks, say, I have been appointed as the envoy to the Gambia, and this is my first assignment. So what are you think about the president appoints in WEF as the envoy to the Gambia, and how much if you see this relationship will go work, and how much success is will gather from your personal view?
Okay. So on one hand, people will say it is the right appointment because indeed she, even though she was born in Sierra Leone, she is of Gambian descent. Her father is Gambian. She most often at times refer to himself, they refer to himself as a Gambian, so as he married with presidents under the presidents in WEF, and it happened for say, he also gets close relationship, close ties to the current president of the Gambia through in WEF, people them go take the easier path for say, if not her, who else? In order for get, again, quick access, in order for plead in case or plead iman in case, and for make the president look into that, and because of in relationship, again, in the either family ties or whatever to the current presidency, it go get things them for be done faster. Now to this I say, even with all of them and all things considered, was she really the best person to have been appointed to that position as an envoy? And make we get clear. I don't want to make people and begin to mislead and talk, say she's an envoy, therefore a man don't paid position for no, an envoy na a pro bono service, na like volunteer service. Just like the office of the First Lady, they're not in at the payroll of the country payroll. Also, for being an envoy, you know, then any payroll. Now it's something where you they do pro bono, okay? So my own question where are they ask? Being that we they talk about democracy, being that we they talk about conflict of interest, being that we want for cut away all, that is what we preach at least, that we, you know, no one for the model water them. Is there not any other Sierra Leonean that could have best, you know, be suited for this role? That's one of the question I will ask. Secondly, outside of the relationship where it gets personally, I don't know if the First Lady gets all the necessary, if not to be in the relationship, if we pull the family relationship come out and we strip and down naked, I don't know that if the First Lady gets all of the tools them were needed for engage in bilateral diplomatic conversations and relationship building and forging. I know say it puts a case forward, say we Salone people them, they pay boku money, or they're not be treated in the same way as we Gambian brothers them, then they treat them inside Salone. That it go on for make the president look into that. Because we they part of ECOWAS. But you see, the thing is that I can even go back now the place where me first do me, where I do my own first degree, or happen to do my own first degree, the University of Felix Houphouët-Boigny in Abidjan, where I've been get, you know, carte de séjour when I laissez-passer, right? Where as a foreigner, then consider me a foreigner, even though I've been come Salone from an ECOWAS country, I've been supposed to pay the money there. If I want for day inside Abidjan and study. That was part of their laws. It no matter how you come out, you get the money where you pay. Now then this na Gambe law. Sierra Leone, we not put that law there. And just because we not put that law there, no mean for say, we go ask other country for make them pull their own law come out. Now we choose for go to the country. So if we go to the country, we go abide by the country. Now I'm not saying that there wouldn't be space for some negotiation or renegotiation of certain things. But if you begin give Sierra Leoneans them a different quota or a different payment system for your laissez-passer, for your carte de séjour, or for your whatever they call them, what thing you want to make the other country then begin say? So if everybody they pay the same thing and then at the rule at the country, make we the push go before make we advocate for something better. That is all I am saying. So I left the question then at the table. I not say I not answer quite a bit, but in the answer I pose quite a bit of questions because the thing we sit on a table, unfortunately, we cannot answer directly, but in answering, we ought to be posing certain questions.
No, well, but the thing what you do is that you put a clearance for what we don't understand because you attend a different university in a different country. So you're able to use yourself as an example for what we see, say, sometime in the, what's the viability in this situation that Sierra Leoneans and Gambia will get a different price than in the university because of the First Lady or because of the relationship. So I believe say that now a good example you set now where you make we all see, and because the question I will ask is, okay, let's assume say now this president can give them a discount because of the First Lady, but a different president come. How is that going to continue? So this is not a question that we will ask. But and
I don't mean for coaching, not even that. I remember where I go Guinea, as a matter of fact, you know, where I've been there Guinea. Same thing. I don't know if Guinea don't change the laws now, but in order for me, even though Guinea as a Sierra Leonean, they part of the ECOWAS system, in order for me for the Guinea, and I've not been there Guinea for a very long time, granted, now I can go But I still been get forget, carte de séjour. That is their law. Where I been there, Abidjan, they study in Abidjan. On several occasions, I get for go renew me carte de séjour because nothing where if you go there inside the taxi, then they stop the taxi, then they do a quick how they call a routine check. And if you're not foreigner, they expect you for put and up-to-date carte de séjour. Gambian government for make a discretion for Sierra Leoneans. Then rightly, as you say, if other presidents come, how is this going to do when you no longer have clout with that presidency?
All right. Well, now, but instead, the first lady raised some very, very important thing. We talk about the education, and secondly, talk about the resident permit, which I believe is something where we not getting a Salone. But the good thing about that is for Gambia, it is the revenue. And we know so we get plenty for when they come in. So, Auntie Janet, I will send this one to you. What thing that you take about the resident permit system, where right now Salone is struggle? How you feel nothing we would need for look into, or let we just continue the way we did and just continue for you like them kind of bilateral relationship I talk to the country them for young citizens we didn't know about it because at the end of the day are the young rules and regulations there.
Well, first of all, we get to accept, say, for whether it is inside the ECOWAS or not, once you then have people in country, the resident permit, you definitely get forget them. I think to say the first lady in job, what they try to achieve was realize Sierra Leoneans and they pay more than other people within the country, we come out within the ECOWAS. So that discrepancy, then I think, and the first line one for clarify, and then ask for say, well, okay, if other people are within the ECOWAS, then inside Sierra Leone, they pay because nothing they pay like a $1,500 for Sierra Leoneans. If other people in the $500, then obviously the first lady look and say, well, why this discrepancy in terms of cost? Because if you look at Senegal is free. Everybody when a member, a member state within the ECOWAS, they're free for this Senegal. Then they ask them for pay for no permit. So well, the first lady they ask them and they not pay. That's not what she's asking. She's just asking that they make the fee a general fee instead of creating this division in the fees. If you ask me the question for Sierra Leone, I'll be just to check online for see whether Gambians in the pay permits now Salone. I'm not able to see no information. Well, I don't know whether because there is no information me to say that they pay, but maybe if then they pay safe, it could be something we're not gonna be too much. So for me, what is very important here, I see Matilda, they raised the idea, the question about whether the fit for purpose, whether the first lady get the requirement to do this job, and also whether there is a conflict of interest, and being to say she's married to the president, and at the same time they appoint her as a. Well, to me here is just a messenger. It not really fall within the requirement of who an envoy really is. To get an ambassador who is an official envoy. So today the question really when people want to ask was, why is the ambassador not be able to do this job here than the first lady? Well, I think to say really, I feel to say it gives this opportunity, being that they come out. So well, okay, let me take this chance and go out there and speak to them because CEO, I tell you what, I got strong connection with friends in Gambia. A lot of Sierra Leoneans they died. They not get job. If you not get permits, you not go work. Their living conditions are deplorable. So I think to say there is a need, there's an urgent need. Inside from January to this March, they're not get over 10 people that will come out all the way don't die. So I think there is an urgent need for resolve this matter. For saying I want to make the permits cheaper, we go enable person for go fair work and able for support themselves and not can die for nothing. Because inside Gambia itself, hospital, if you go for go do you go hospital, well, what's in the charge Gambian, also not so that they charge you as possible commoner within the ECOWAS. A different fee they pay. So these are all the things. There are challenges in there, So for me, CEO, I just praise President we First Lady a good answer. We're gonna make with people that we believe in our country, in dignity, because it is about preserving their dignity. A lot of them then they live off.
Okay.
Okay.
I just
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead.
say something before you pass on the floor, the whatever. If it is the case, now that make I ask questions. I say, if the people then get the law, they already get the law say as a foreigner and this you supposed to pay, you can go there and ask them for change them. But like where Madam Janet don't say, not that they only get the law, but the fees then way then they ask by country for country different.
Yes.
Then they may get a problem with that as a Sierra Leonean. I get a problem because what been there Abidjan now one flat fee. It no matter if you're a French citizen, a Burkina Faso, na Ghana, na Gambia, it no matter outside you come out. Now the same one.
Yeah.
It no matter if na ECOWAS country you come out or whatever. Now the same money we all they go na the gendarmerie. When at the police station, as a matter of for fact, then at the police station you they go. When you go to the police station, you pull your passport, then take your picture. Now they take your picture as a matter of fact. They make you card, then give you your card. That's Abidjan that they talk about, right?
Yes.
But if it be to say Gambia, they get a discriminatory law. When me say now by country, USA you come on this, and we young brother and sister them inside Gambia happen for the pay more than other people them. Then I go say yes, Gambia need for review the immigration law, and when it can to let's say when it can to permanent residency or whatever you call it,
Yes.
because you not go say we all then at the ECOWAS community. And then your ECOWAS sister and brother, you dey go charge them 2 or 3 times more than what you they charge other person when not even they inside the ECOWAS community. You know what I mean? So if that is the issue, yes, 100%, not to even the first lady self, me not even feel say even at that level. Yes, I understand the personal relationship and whatnot. This thing should have been dealt within the diplomatic corps. I feel saying as something where the ambassador for don't go talk to the president. And I think when the president self for don't pick phone call and say, listen, me man, as brothers, make we even forget that bilateral ties, we all then at the same region, ECOWAS. Why make me people and they pay this much money for then at your country, where you young people there inside my own country, not they even pay anything. You think say right? You think say if fear?
Thank you very much. Mr. Kutubu, I know I don't left here a little bit. As somebody when a historian, and we all know the relationship between the Gambia and Sierra Leone. And we don't see what in the first lady don't go talk about. And the issue where he put on the table, now very serious issue them. If I talk about any first sentence then they again, look, it's in a 2 sides to a story. Now that and until the first lady say go to inquire with the president for getting your story and if not the right thing, so then we will walk them out. But when we look at the relationship between the 2 countries from the beginning of time to now, what you feel say we and them 2 countries need for work together for benefit? Because as much as we minerally in terms of mineral we get more than Gambia, but then don't supersede we in terms of development. So what do you feel say we able to learn from Gambia for copy from them at this point, where we go able to extract when a good in them and implement in a Salone, follow take that step we then say don't take?
We think we will get for land from Gambia?
Yeah. Because I mean at the end of the day, even though you not get money, not get nothing, but in terms of development, Gambia they're ahead of we small.
Yes.
So what do you feel we get from there? We could learn from there as well.
Okay, I mean we said they follow things like Gambia. For be honest with you, I really don't want to put Gambia at the sort of pedestal we everybody seem for the put Gambia. Okay, yeah, I mean, remember, even people they when they sit down at the Kotosten, are from Salone they come out. But no, it's at the end. From time immemorial, we don't judge them. And they go preside over the cases there. when Dr. Ablai country go to Gambia, he was like, "Na Lord and monarch." Everybody was like the worshiper. Okay, having said that, what does Salone need for do actually? For the context of our ask, which capacity Mrs. Biogo na Gambia? Did she go there in a capacity as a personal envoy of the president? And one asked that taking advantage of a lineage or linkage with Igede. Mami, they wonder why the foreign ministry na Salone not undertake this. That it be a diplomatic, because this is actually a negotiation the wife of the president go do on behalf of the government of Salone. Because we talk on behalf of the president, you talk on behalf of the government of Salone. And this is exactly where we always talk about the fact that Mrs. Bio is very too dominant inside this government here, to the extent it eclipse, cabinet officials. I not get a problem going. I know, for example, I don't take a look at the other first ladies in Africa, particularly West Africa, Ghana, Mrs. Akufo-Addo, I don't see them. And even Buhari, your wife, Aisha, in order to, they are not as, somewhere down the road, what you mean? I hope me listeners go Yoda to me. And they said, me really want to see the first lady taking roles the way I believe say, and it go resonate with me personally. If I be on the first lady, now picking business that I want to elect picking also like for encourage young people and learning business. Mostly I want a young guy go to school. Like what you see, Mrs. Bush may do. Go begin to people. Because remember, Emmanuel make education a flagship. But you really cannot be involved in foreign policy formulation, articulation, and implementation. Yes, so then in support of that, well, wait a minute. Now they come out. So yeah, yes, or affinity with the politician. But then we will come up with the counter argument. Oh no, now we could get diplomatic relationship. Okay, this is not the reason we go to pay a high commissioner at the place. This time we could pay a foreign minister, because no, we pay them people. They will pay with foreign minister, we pay with high commissioner. But then the first lady now in the negotiate on behalf of the government of Salone. Needs him forget a problem with that. And I get a problem with it. Regardless of which he goes, I get a problem with that. I don't know, I know I'm not going to win a lot of converts on that, but I get a problem with that. We will get officials in that place when at the first lady. She's been accused many a times of almost acting like either a pro-president or a co-president or an associate president. I don't read a lot of forums that she accused. Equally also, I don't know that Salone where I see Mrs. Magai, then I see Mrs. Magai in WEF, Lady Esther Magai. I don't see Sir Albert Magai in WEF. I don't see Andrew Johnson Smith in WEF. I don't see Sheikh Stevens in WEF. I don't see I call him I met Yankaba in WEF, one of the most educated people there, because she even rose to the rank of being permanent secretary. Because I've been civil servant, Patricia, working at the civil service, and also and my command serving wife. I know they try for minimize whatever intellectual standing Mrs. Bio, but me no problem with Mrs. Bio. She's more. Now the question is, who do we hold accountable for any policy that we go AWOL? Who do we hold accountable? If we criticize, may we be just or unjust? Because the thing is, you know, go on just no more only at the credit, no more you go also on let you face the baptism of fire when things they go wrong.
Yeah.
This is exactly the position that was some of it. This accounts for the fact that I can still be very helpful to my husband. You know, because other people in there, but behind the scene, For example, Mrs. Bio has given an end of year greetings or message on behalf of the government of Salone. If I want a pastor, I'm going to Salone talk for you cannot give a message on behalf of the country for the government of Salone. No. In the absence of the president and the vice president who go, these are the pecking order of things. This not to you, the first lady. Remember, the office of first lady now just is not to even a constitutional office, and that way parliament not even a founder for the year.
Let's just interrupt you small. Look about two. Just play devil's advocate. First of all, we say, well, maybe you're too young and now tribal, lady way, in the spotlight, so the one used in that position, they for like ego advocates. Or secondly, we say, why make we for not put more of the blame cast on the man we elect, we not in supposed for puts the boundary in there instead of in because now waiting in mantle and I do. So just to play the devil's advocate in terms of in support of them say, well, one of them do my way a man and they proceed before and make it volunteer. And secondly, is well the type of take advantage of in youngness as a young man for we will gain something at the country. So what's he going to say on that side?
But that's why the robust criticism of him, the husband will get the message very loud and clear. So people will not approve of this. So he therefore continue for the taste the baptism of fire every now and then until the teeth stick. Mr. President, actually, it will not be elected co-president. Will not be, yes, your wife still for help you. Let nobody not dismiss standing. After all, the Governor General who began at Salone, the last Governor General, Sir Banja Tijansi, Lady Tijansi, the helper also admired Tijansi, but she did that on the back. We have problem with Mrs. Bio. It don't hide this. It don't eclipse ministers. Not be very open, not be diplomatic about it, man. And that's some of you opposed to. It don't eclipse people the way they appoint. We go to confirmation. Now the question: who is going to hold her accountable when things are veer off course? Naya, it prepare for take criticism. If you are sure we say yes, we'll criticize them anyhow. Welcome to the game, but no more. You don't go there and then when they want to criticize you, go undercover. No, it doesn't work that way.
All right. Well, Miss Janet, I think you both side the arguments now for Miss Matilda and Mr. Kutubu. So waiting that you don't take on that because now very important thing Mr. Kutubu talk now we most likely not pay attention to in terms of corruption or in terms of deal. We're not going to hold them accountable because she's not an elected official. Of course. And if they want them deal here, it's easy for them to say go on this deal here and you just go talk no more and then go give money or anything behind the scene. We're not glad for all. You see, so people don't get there. And secondly, if the minister when they want them all here, sometimes they can feel uncomfortable as well because the mommy said them they put in foot in my position. I'm not going to mind talk because I lost my job. So their criticism then clear because somebody the way they appoint to that role there because they always not appointed as an envoy to Gambia. So now anything they want between Salone and Gambia, now for they be in between for the owner. The point is, who's the ambassador in position now? What it talks about, we think for the ambassador in position from now or going forward. How this relationship will happen? So, what are your take on this grounds where
they don't make it clear.
Very important position they were as a country. We didn't talk about the issue before it happened.
Yes, both Matilda and Kutubu, they don't make a clear case for say yes. There is interference here because, she, like you said yourself, she's not appointed. It just they play a ceremonial role within we democracy, and therefore, from what we don't see from the one, it be they attend meetings the way the Minister of Social Welfare is supposed to attend because those meetings were when Blyden been the minister. Now they go some of their meetings and they will be used to say, of course, they attend those meetings, and I did raise that question there, and the answer that I got back was, well, nine and send go. I said, well, what's the duty of the minister then? That's social welfare when I ain't supposed to volunteer. But again, CEO, I think to say this is where all Saloneans, of course, they express their concern for say she's been given powers, arbitrary powers. Now you get. Because you're not accountable to nobody. That's what it means. Arbitrary power. If they do as they like, you're not accountable to no one. But then again, if we as people, if we not speak against this, I agree with everything where Matilda say, everything where people say. I agree with them 100%. You know, but I'm just saying to myself, I mean, we will continue to speak loud and clear to the presidency for say, you know, this office, you cannot allow a ceremonial unless, you know, somebody draw me attention to Ivory Coast. And Matilda said me the Ivory Coast at the time when the president of Ivory Coast in West the minister. So I don't know if Matilda would throw a little light on that relationship day, that arrangement day, because somebody else been telling me say she was in office when they got married. So it wasn't as though they married before appoint them. But even if she were in office and then he married them, whether there is also a conflict there. I mean, legally speaking, yes, there will be a conflict. To me, if you come to look at it, because then she's the first lady and then she's the minister playing a ministerial role somewhere, you know, now Usai they draw the line, you know. So I don't know whether where he stayed there and appoint him as an envoy. Then my fear is then they try to introduce him into we country in politics. That's what it looks like to me. And I think to say Kutubu and Matilda are very clear on that point there. I think that's how they begin sense them. So they don't begin get empowers them where go conflict, where go become a conflict of interest in being the first lady of a country. Where do we go from here? You know, we'll keep talking, criticizing the government. Kutubu, I said yeah.
Oh yeah, we still there, man.
Well, again, the good thing is that if I know with the talk one good thing these days what I don't see, thanks to social media, everything, we are more proactive now than back in the days. For us 5-10 years, when something happened, they all begin to grow. But we all say they happen, but not say nothing. These days, at least where it begin happen, we all can put them out. And so tomorrow, because the one thing about them position here, in most countries, has less than the criticize first lady. Because the young role and mama for everybody, but when you make that mistake and involve into the politics of the country, you're not immune. Anybody can come after you. And because I hear in interview where we're not gonna play tonight, where it gets with somebody, you go sound frustrated in that interview, like saying everything and you need to get to them now. And to me, I feel it's fair because you know what? If you don't involve too deep into this situation, they're gonna come after you. And if our politics around the world, not to think we joke lady, because these are people the livelihood. So you therefore be careful. If you don't want the dirty, no go fit no more.
You know, people like so Grace Mugabe. You know, a lot of people say
exactly. Grace Mugabe, then come after them because it's too involved into a man in yourself. So again, we go continue for the pay attention to waiting to go on, and we go speak what's we need for speak, we go praise her, we need for praise. We do good thing, we go praise her. We do the wrong thing, we will call the attention. At the end of the day, just like we always say, now man will go for all accountable, not to them. If you do a good job, I like to criticize and say, if your man feels a good job, hey, now you vote for, we will vote for you back, but if you don't say not a good job, hey, people are not beginning wise with them ballots now. Now let me go to the next one. Yes, go ahead.
I want to make we open the phone lines. Them, if the phone lines they're
not telling, they're not giving me no notification. I make a note. They're not giving me notification. They say anybody don't line.
Okay, Bob. Even as we talk, I guess something for add.
Yeah, go ahead.
When people they talk, we need for paying attention to the words of people. Okay, the first international trip where how they call them Fatima Biodo. First international trip where Fatima Biodo with all of the different first ladies them. Waiting is say. He say in don't meet with the different first ladies them, and the first ladies then don't advise and this that don't talk to her. I say but in tell them say in a different first lady. He not get for play the status quo first lady. In get different way out in get for be a first lady. In get for play a very significant and pivotal role as a first lady within the government of Iman. When I feel saying a lie, they lie. Please, for those
I don't hear
because you need a person who get photographic memory, and because I get photographic memory, sometimes they are not need for go back for go look. I remember. So when I go back, when I remember that woman there in words, And exactly as she said it, that is exactly how she has been playing it. So she has been very true to her word right from the get-go. So when people like they make like say, what did this woman they do? No, she told you what she was going to do. And that is exactly what she is doing. Make her tell you now. So
no, but, just for follow up what you say. If you don't say one for do that, they wouldn't criticize you, not vex. This is the point one for make Naya. If you go into active politics, then everything now is clear. But if you're not into active politics, we're not supposed to criticize you because as a first lady, you roll a honorary role, a ceremonial role. So not all things will involve you, Pam, because you know what you that respect where the country gets as a first mama will not involve you there. So we can pan that dot between two politicians, you know, for involved. But if you involve into the active politics itself, then all gloves are off. Then you know complain back saying they attack me. No. So I sorry for cut you off. Just want to clear that point to the supporters.
Another side, Abiwango.
Okay.
You see, one of the best first ladies in my time that I've experienced. Okay, Nana Rollins in Wef. Let me tell you something. I mean, my husband is a Ghanaian, and that is how I believe it. Okay? Una not gonna know the tremendous role where that woman they play in the background. The deals them where it brokered in the background, but you know go ever hear and come up front. That woman is so respected in Ghana. She is so respected by her peers and even the young generation right now. They so respect him that the thing where it do when a man been there in active office, the deals then where it broker underneath, the thing then where it facilitates underneath for Ghana. You cannot imagine. I give you a recent example, Michelle Obama, where a young be healthy, you know, child's obesity and whatnot. Do you think she was just the first lady of America and doing child obesity and whatever she was doing? Do you know how many deals she brokered at the background for a man? When I can see here and George Bush sit down, I feel to say sometimes they cheat on a man with George Bush. Or George Bush, they cheat on Laura Bush with waiting and call. Like, you know, sometimes you get for left the arrogance. Sometimes you get for left the show off. Being in the back doesn't make you weak. As a matter of fact, it gives you strength because they know when certain things are being done right, they know who is at the back helping you make those decisions and helping you broker them deals then day. But at one hand, you as Fatima Biono go team up and you want the up front, you want wear the same trousers where the other one then they wear. You want tie the same belt where the other one then they tie. And then where stone buck your foot or you buck your foot inside stone, you are Allah. No. Then one and they wear them buck their foot na stone, they're not the Allah. So I mean, she's gonna have to decide, does she want to be in active politics or does she want to be the first lady of the republic? Because listen, at the end of the day, if she wants to be in her active politics, she's going to have to face the criticism. She is going to have to face the public backlash and everything else that goes with it. For all I know, that woman no one day go school of diplomacy. You don't know anything about foreign affairs and foreign relations. You don't know anything about bilateral ties and multilateral ties. You don't know any parts of government where they involve in brokering those deals. It doesn't only constitute, you know, just having the office of, you know, the ambassador. You know, there is a lot more that goes into it. Yeah. There is a thinking process, a mind strategy that goes into these things.
Yeah.
All right, so Auntie Janet, well, Mr. Kutuba, no say I don't keep you out. You know, that's where they woman they would be most of the time, and they put in a corner for us because of the mommy them.
We are really late with that.
Why get the mommy in a power? Get for them the priority over with the man there because now also don't get the first assistant deputy AIG so till they own they because they need to do right. So go for the beer with them. Then they can't take it way up small. So Well, I don't get at the before we come in. What I don't do is that I get an interview. I'm number one for player, but since we don't can deep into this for we be more balanced. I don't send out to the team, so I go wait for the team and tell me say don't get them. So that we go play and make people in interview where it gets in a Gambia about what's go on at Salone and in take any criticism we don't begin to get and you take on that. Make on a them will come back and know exactly waiting on your own take from the first day in your safe in your mouth we tell we waiting now you take about Salone politics and how in the still the criticism yes. So I will ask the team make an even longer really I don't send out to production. Now just to get a chance for send out to them because of we don't kind to you go follow we make people and get the honors for both sides so that they will know exactly what to talk about and make we all will see. So I will ask the team there of along really we know make una go ahead and play and make family the first do the interview they will come back now the all man you take on both sides what you want to take about this interview we say today.
Buy more clothes in Christmas.
So you know, where do you suppose the controversy comes from at this point in time?
I think it's just politics. It is the darkness of politics that have taken over Sierra Leone. That anything somebody wants to do, they put politics in it. Now, what will Sierra Leone want me to do? Would you want me to be stealing from the country? Would you want my name on the paper every day as the first lady who is stealing from kids? Or would you want me to work? At least I am working free. I am not being paid. I don't earn a salary, but I want to work. Because would you want me to be a pensioner at this age? Do you know? I want to work. I am not at the age of being a pensioner. God has blessed me to be a first lady, but God did not say when you are the first lady, don't work. And God did not say, I'm taking you and make you a first lady to go and steal from your nation. No. God said, I am going to make you the first lady, which he has done, but stay behind your husband and support his cause. And that is all I am doing. I have no intention of going around and be stealing from people. You know? So I refuse to steal. If putting events together for you means that I'm begging, then let me be a beggar. Because if I can beg and continue to beg and help as many girls in this country, then that is exactly what I am going to do. Because the same God that both Muslim and Christians serve says, it is not what you made of yourself in this world. It is the lives that you touch. You know, when I gave you the opportunity. So that is what I am doing. I'm not asking Sierra Leone, buy me clothes, buy me shoes. I have worn them before now. And I'll continue to. Because before I also become the first lady, I was not a beggar. Before I become the first lady, I was not also in the street, or I was not, not with all due respect, nothing against market women or anything, but I was not holding plate on my head selling oranges on the road. No, I was a professional actress, and I earned my own money. And when my husband became the president of this country, I declared what I have. And since I become first lady, I have lived like a wretched person because, you know, oh, you cannot do this. Oh, you cannot use this. So I'm thinking 22 years of my life, I have worked. I have worked as a professional model. I have worked as a professional actress for 22 years of my life. And now I'm even scared to buy myself a car because somebody is going to say it's from the state. If I hold a bag that I've been holding for the last 10 years, or they put price on it, this is how much it cost. As if I cannot or I'm not supposed to. Before you start, why don't you go to anti-corruption and ask them, what is it that Fatima had when she before she became first lady? Because the history is there.
I was not a beggar. And I believe they just said, okay, when you declare your assets, basically it's private. I wish that anti-corruption would just put out everything. So I didn't come here to grab or take or whatever. So this is a way I am doing what I can. I'm an entertainer. And that is the field that everybody know me for. Being a journalist, being an actress, being a supermodel, all of that revolves around making sure people see what you do.
So how, with this...
All right, so I will start this with Auntie Janet. Yes, I'm not saying it on scratch right now.
I can't wait for coming.
Yeah, I'm not saying it on scratch right now, but I never can put it first for. But Auntie Janet, let's start with you because I know I don't hold you on the phone. At the sounds, the frustration on his voice, like say, hey, really, this thing don't get to him. Because even that bag we talk about, so I see the bag in a stadium where he may hold him bag and somebody sack with the bag and show the price what the bag cost. So for that, you talk about that, I believe say this thing and. He used one word way very powerful. He said, I live like a wretched. And that word is a very, very strong word. So for Lewe president will be a vibrant president and work hard. He need to get a happy wife in our house. So as a woman, what do you feel say we or the president in office or the first lady in office need for get a reset on the first lady for make sure say that it could be a happy woman, and a man said will benefit from that. Why Salone said we are saying and will benefit from this one.
Well, first of all, CEO, again for recognizing position for say it's a ceremonial role. You're not getting no political role where they play in our country. So because that office they was set out, for say ceremonial period. So once the first lady recognizes that to be ceremonial period, it go lessen the burden. I think the conflicts we get as a person is thinking that a husband being a power, so she shares some of that power herself. I think that's why the problem, and that's the crux of the matter. CEO, somebody get for educator for say you have no power at all. You are just the wife of the president. Then give you an office so you go do charity work. So if you go do non-political work, because you're not appointed, you're not elected, So once she begins to understand that, I think it could be better for him. This idea of I want to work. Yes, work in the charity sector. Do some things. Look like a became wife. She was and that woman biochemistry. She's a very brilliant woman. She was there working, traveling, doing different things. But when I been getting, she wasn't so controversial. She was not so much in the news. I think she understood her role to be ceremonial. I think that this was the need for inject into we first lady a understanding, a mindset. She has no power in ceremonial. Period. Once we get that right with them. Because I don't want Congo business, but I be understand say Charles Magai was relieved of his office because they ask the president, waiting Fatima Bio enroll now with democracy. And with this the question.
We don't Congo already. You don't already Congo now. So continue. You see, don't already Congo now. So don't want to.
Hey Matilda, so Theo, we will continue to ask these questions for say, what's in this woman role? How it come about for the duties and where people and where appointed that position? Why did they do their job? Like inside the Gambia, like Matilda said, there is an ambassador there. When I in the official envoy for go talk about the issue. Yes. Why is she playing that role? And why did they play other roles than they played before? Going to United Nations to represent the country, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. We want to now get a line of demarcation to say, this is what you're meant to be doing. This is what you're not meant to be doing. Once we get that straightened out, I think she'll be happy herself. But for waiting me on hearing from this interview, She's determined, like a Grace Mugabe, for they in the politics, in the mix of the politics. He said that the dark politics of Sierra Leone will be left for ask her, what is that dark politics they mean? Because I ain't for extent, we don't know what dark politics mean. Unless she's meddling, because she's meddling into our politics, and then they accept them, it becomes dark for her. What do you think, Matilda?
Well, no, I left Matilda for last, Mr. Lago to Mr. Kutubu. Mr. Kutubu, I'm not saying they each, when the audio they play, I say and they each around because they really want to jump into her. So over to Mr. Kutubu. What thing you take about the first lady in, because as much as we laugh, but you find out say this thing only get to them though. It don't the monogram as this criticism they come heavily, and you know we need a happy first lady for we enjoy the country. So over to you, sir.
Well, for I can declare one thing: everything we see and where you go to is self-inflicted. So not even start on that premise. But even disconcerting also is that I see the moral arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I not see that when they call humility. I not see them. Okay, that's very bad. Humility, they go a long way. I mean, a tiger not get for proof integrity to anybody. If you believe say you're not a tiger, go confront her, they go find out if you're a tiger or not. Okay. Service, na humility. But then even in make one statement when very chilling, I don't know if you want to pick up on that, in declare your assets. Why you need for declare your asset, you know, to a government official?
Yes.
Why you need for declare your asset? That is only limited to people that when they hold. So where that human instance don't confirm the opinion of them hold that you are part of this government, you are an integral part of them.
Yeah.
Why they go declare your asset? What do you want to know about your asset for? So now, if you don't take opposition, go declare your asset, then it will very justified for holding accountable for everything they become by your action and what you don't say you are an integral part of this government also. Through the back door, you don't go through any parliamentary confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give you any special. So in fact, you get what they call diplomacy extraordinary and plenipotentiary powers. Now you exercise now very unchecked and you're not accountable to nobody. Only to your whims, views, and caprices. So, I will go with Madam Janet for say, about time let the president come on at the cocoon. About time let this president now take the leadership. Let he find a way behind, the closed door. Let he define the role he want for a wave. Or else, some of we now, because for too long, we know they go soft on that too long. Everybody, when they hear me about Ernest by Coleman, and they see the letter they take Ernest by Coleman, we've given him no way with his space. So eventually the compass get for begin point at her. If you not try for lower in profile, you don't already tell we now by your action in a part of this government, it don't declare in assets. Okay, not tell that, and this is very unprecedented in scope and in dimension. No one day say first they didn't go declare. Nobody no elect you, to co-president, to associate president. You are not even part of the government. Therefore, even be made patently clear to her, you are just a spouse of the president, but you're not a part of this government here. So in any way, we now need for the driver of this message here to this Sumaya. They say forward or is now is to jam up. And what the diplomatic way, and it's we see not inside the moral arrogance. I mean, they say, well, hey, now we get for take the fight to her. Now, me personally now. She's getting no more breaks anymore, especially with Yeri say he don't declare an asset. So as far as I'm concerned, she's an integral part of this government. Back to you guys.
All right, so Miss Matilda, I know I will left you for making your mind on side and the audio we play them because all man gets the point. Because once I like these days, if we just come in and just talk, I'm saying I saw the first lady see people and we talk so I don't lie. So make if I play your young voice. So what do you take from that audio and how you feel say we will fix this there going forward?
Okay. They go back and I go use the words of the First Lady. She said 22 years of her life. 22 years of her life, she was a walking model. She was a journalist. She was an actress. Here is what I will say. 3 questions. And some today I they can't hey, wait first. Because some people them na so today get for gladdy and say, hey, we've been talking. We've been no say he been jealous of Fatima. We've been there talking, yet I'm jealous. So for them one they waking say that they always, and you know, even in my own personal life what I can do, some of una day I don't see una. Today they can't give una the answer when una they look for all the years there, so why I refuse for give una. But today, Fatima don't present an occasion for me for give una that answer day. Yeah? I go on for make una tell me in these 22 years where this woman they claim, I want for know whose modeling agency he model with, okay? Almost them in the PM per contract, okay? And check me out. My name na Matilda Cole. Models International. Models International 2001 to 2001 to 2008 when I fold the curtains. Models International. Check them out. Okay? New York, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa. No runway show, no they were not do. Okay? So I dey talk from experience. I want for know who that be in modeling agency, waiting I be in contract because me ready for pull me on then I do. Secondly, he say in an actress, please. I want forget a catalog of the movies them way he act, waiting I be in roles them way he play. Okay, because that is what she's basing her experiences on. He say in I be a journalist. I want for know whose station he work with, how long she was in the on hair, what kind of journalism he do. I go want for know that. Okay. Because now all the experiences there, so now they bring come for say 22 years of my life I have worked so hard. But in those 22 years, what he failed for say is that in those 22 years she was also being a wife to someone else, while she was being a mother to someone else in those 22 years. So you cannot put certain aspects of your life while you fail for bringing the other aspect of your life, because all the aspects then they make you who that you be. Okay? So now these are the questions I'd ask. Was she frustrated? Yes, she sounded very frustrated. But you see, in frustration, you see a sense of entitlement, a sense of pride, and a sense of arrogance. I tell you something, that office day where you day, you cannot be there with a sense of arrogance. You see this Matilda Cole where they talk to you, so convent 1995, 1996, I remember, actually 1995 convent. Ask anybody where been the convent that year day. Or we go convent that year, the St. Joseph's Convent. This very Matilda where you see she done they talk to you so. Patricia Kaba 101. He can't inside convent because she's an alumni. She was an alumni of convent. If they ask question, then they quiz for see how the school day. Now he cut out, he's saying, as a matter of fact, French is a language where we for learn and we teachers, they know they learn, they begin them proper French, they not sabi speak proper. Now he begin bulldoze the crowd inside French. Una go forget. But then when they wake comments, they know because they hold me record say now. I was the one, the students have been there from 3T. We come out inside the crowd and we talk to Patricia Kaba one-on-one. We held a conversation in French for a good 10 minutes without a stop. And because of that, I became her friend. So I let them out there. Yes, I was a friend of Patricia Kaba. So you see, sometimes you get for have a sense of humbleness about yourself. The arrogance too much. Sometimes, you know, your education level, you this, you that.
But you know, first say the office of the first lady will able now we because love be real though. You know, sometimes you live in the bubble. majority of the people in the area, they tell them what thing for telling, they tell them what thing they want for you. Yeah. So, like, as a fierce critic, even though you do criticize, I know as a woman, you still want the happiness for her.
Yes, I am coming there.
Exactly. So, what you will put in place now to the office for letting them able help them out, so they will come back to the happy woman.
She is not one that listens to advice.
At all not.
She has an air about her. She has a sense of about her that she is superior and she knows everything. She is not the type of person that yields to advice. Make we just put them out there. Make we call a spade a spade. She's not the type of person where you go sit down, where you go give her advice, you take the advice and you listen to them and you implement. He thinks that she knows it better than everyone else. Make we just put them out there, because if that's not to be the case, this woman gets an entourage amongst them. You've been failed to say when the late Sia Koroma, somebody who I sat face to face with, one-on-one, I get a one-on-one with him. He gets an advice to cancel them. The woman was so humble.
So you say late now. I think it's was a former Miss Kokoma. I say late, so I just want to look exactly on here.
Yes, a former Sia Koroma, meet with her on several occasions, sat with her. She was so humble. No matter who that you be, when you give her an advice and you say, "Ma, this is what I think," she actually does listen. But here we have a first lady, and listen, I was talking to a biochemist, for crying out loud. You know the kind of intelligence and skills we take for somebody for be a biochemist. You know what I mean? So not to Fatima na the first person we come na this country we become a first lady we educated. Do you know how educated the late Patricia Kaba was?
Oh, very, very. Top.
I mean, that woman go school na France. They go school na France, for crying out loud. But sometimes they make we learn for be humble. That is all I am saying. Like she has a shell about how we know they allow them for breakthrough. The moment he puts that shell day down, she will break through and she will succeed. And let's not forget, happiness not to somebody they give you. And you said they create you environment of happiness. So she has created an environment of chaos. She has created an environment of frustration. She has created an environment of unhappiness for herself. No one is going to fix that but herself. Let us just be honest with ourselves. Nobody no get for fix them and make it be happy. Now, self get for making self happy. Now, the thing the way they do get for making self happy. And I say that one the way can say, me jealous this woman, me hate this woman. I get something for them today, and this is what I get for say. Oh, listen, if living the kind way when me see Fatima they live, if that then a life of a papa, please, I want to be the president's wife.
We get a call on the line. We don't get with first call. We don't get to first call.
Allow me before I take the first call. I want to repeat them again. Do ya, Mr. President? I get me criteria. Me na married woman, and because me na married woman, I no go broke me vow. We don't too late. But if I be no. If I be no, I be for don't give you small number because me I not like big belly man, and I like man wait all past me. They are not can go what woman now. Log go call. I'm not ready for that somebody right now. Allow me make an answer. Allow me. Make you get the first call. Oh, yeah, the people outside. For waiting and call. Sorry, I just allow me make an answer. If that is living the life of a couple, oh, I want it, please. I do.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I know me things have been begging for this tonight, but I get what I'm begging for. Let me get the first caller in. Good evening, caller. What's your name outside the call from, please?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Moderator. My name is Bendo, the call from New York.
Yeah, Mr. Bendo. So what's your take on this program tonight, sir?
Yeah, my own take is I just want to let the woman that we didn't discuss about the young company woman them. May them go to attack the issue, Matilda they go too wild and then you get for good to put her into order. She's on public television. First lady, whether she's doing whatever she's doing, maybe she's doing it out of ego. Let go to just correct the mistakes the way they do. But her personal life, you don't get no reason for let you go to judge them. and you don't know how you they live in life. Whether I really say alter statements, if you don't marry to other man, they live in life. Listen, this not your own public, your own we see. Other women indeed, then get man the way they don't live with. I want if you they discuss with your company woman, the way then they do. The first lady at least it they make mistake. We all know say it can go out of hand, it they make mistake. But in policies then, in threats the way it they make not to foresee or they go take money from the poor citizens them. If they go advocate on behalf of in colleague citizens them. You see what they do for them girl picking them. If they do bad, it can go out of hand. But let we attack the policies the way or the wrongs the way they do. Not let your own life. You know, now a citizen he also deserve forget your own rights, right? So whatever you don't do or what you not do, you don't need for consider on a television, they compare yourself to and what you don't know nothing about that lady day. You know they can't talk till you don't work. So if you work, even you can work like the same institution, you don't know about everybody. So not so everybody get for dinner the same institution which side they work, now you get for no off. So this lady I might be working, which side you said did they work, but it not be no one as that you only know her because of in a person way in married to in a public figure. So, and Mr. Kutubu also, I disagree with say the lady not a public officer. This now they the corruption. This now the same one them. Way for example, let we just say Fatima Bio not be declared in asset. Tomorrow we begin to see Fatima Bio the pile assets them. Now the same one they can't talk say the lady in man just they take the money it switch in your own account. Me I think say it's very very prudent for let that lady in the position for declaring assets. Because if you not declare assets, anything can happen. Sometimes President Bill will just go buy assets and he say na Fatima Bio na get them tomorrow. And Fatima Bio not to be public officer. Tomorrow he come, they say not been declaring assets. Say go hellfire or heaven. Nobody know the way go all responsible for that asset in na get them. So if the lady don't do the right thing for go declaring asset because a man a president, there is probability for compromise situation and then for go seek bribery somewhere else. It also there is tendency for potential for them kind of thing and this. So if you declare assets, I don't think say anything wrong. We shall for consider na public the trust and like that way for what he do. I think say na the right thing he do. Mr. Said me, if I want to be transparent to me young people the way they rule, me why for declare asset because I not go want buy assets and go refer to them. This time it happen is there to the commission of inquiry. Man will not be in a job with 10,000 loans. They don't go bill us. They don't go put an name. If they see this will happen, why we not go just sit down and ask Sierra Leone we think beyond this politics and think the right way? You know, people they will not be disturbed for even 10,000 loans. Now the job they will and the work right now they left today then get mansion then go put another name. Tell go tomorrow and name maybe they another asset say. What you get for do about that tomorrow? Where if not anything will happen?
We will go for answer that Monday.
No, thank you very much. I just want for clear because I know some people are emotional on something. So let's just clear Tina for the record because we didn't have for educate we say other people there. By law, the first lady now get no right for declaring asset because of public official. They don't care what they're married to. Now that the people are more concerned about some of the role the way they take because if you clear assets, the minister was supposed to declare assets. Permanent secretary for supposed to declare assets or somebody way in man on a government by law.
Exactly.
Salone say is supposed for doing. So let me say if me a minister and work for a businesswoman who they do business outside of the government, it's not fair for let them go audit me woman way in a private business they do. So because of that, the law not cover people where you're not a part of that organization or a part of the government for like declare assets. So just for education's sake. I know still sometimes we can become emotional, but the law not in any way allow the first lady for declare assets. It's not possible. It's not supposed to do nowhere at all. Right. So just for now we clear that.
Before we take
the line now.
Okay, before we take the other caller
line.
Yes.
Before we take the other caller quickly, I just want to say, please, to the caller, me not a woman's advocate. I not go sit down and bash another woman.
Like you 1 minute because get 6 calls and now the calls in the camera quarter.
Me not a woman's advocate. I not go sit down bash another woman. Go back and listen to Fatima in interview. Fatima say, Ina be model, Ina be a journalist, and Ina be an actress. Type Fatima Bio anywhere and see and able pull in accreditations. Then that's all I am saying. If I type Omotola in name, it go tell me all the movies the way don't act, all the scenes the way don't do. I'm just saying.
It's a consideration and a tough issue. Log, we get 6 and I don't say you will ready for the call and not come now. So log the next caller, log then 6 them quick before we done the program. Log the first caller. Good evening, caller. What name was the call from, please?
Hey, GM, this is Asuna Pima and I call from Philadelphia. How are you? How are you?
No, but Pima, logo 3 minutes quick, sir.
Okay, me waiting me to say, Mr. Kutubu, may God bless you. You understand? One thing I can always say, Sierra Leone, the blind, they follow the blind. When you take the blind man for go fishing, we not go catch any fish. You understand? And I ain't at these governments with the run so right now. You understand? We don't see Bokutin them with the first lady they do. Like for say, them the people that elect them. We think make can always say the blind, they follow the blind. Because of we the Salone people them, we lack this fake thing. We know they call things like how it be, you understand? Especially we within the diaspora. We they see also democracy they go. Now we they always they go say, now the first lady, they get right for the one. She was not elected. We elect President Bio. But good things then they with that first lady they do, then they put the coat of arm before a podium before we saw it they talk. He not supposed to happen. Now Salone we they say now the Western world we dey on democracy, we not there on saying a military rule. Look again where the first lady they go say they go declare access for wait you are not a government official. Even the government official they not declare the access to the public. When they don't they say I hate them. No, she's going above. Whose kind of job with Fatima Bio be the live now London? Where so it be the live under the system. It be the life say in a single parent inside London.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the reality is now at the end of the day, now we first lady, and also we criticize them, but now we not go beyond. Now we not go beyond. Now we not go personal. There, now we not go personal.
Because when so you want declare yourself for say you want go to the public service, we get for no able single money where you get because you serve the people. You are not a private anymore. Because the first lady they make like for say in a public official, which of course she was not, or maybe SLPP, then they fail for declare to we for say the first lady na advisor to President Bio. If not that they make so they declare so the public make so we know now we could treat her. You understand? Because now dynamic if they talk for say it's supposed to get paid. Because of the thing way they do. You are not a government official. How are you supposed to get paid? Now all lengths in the also. Because of you get a bunch of Sierra Leoneans them where they learn, where they don't know waiting their own education. Therefore, they don't get common sense. Then they make the first lady they overrule a lot of ministers there that are placed there. But it's damn too sad. Who's how we country they go? Who's how we democracy they go? A first lady where the president not even declare in own asset to the public. We not even know that one day. Who are you? You see, but it's damn too crazy. This now a blind, they follow a blind, and now in with the go. So now in this government, and see now they change this way the Salone people then be want, then throw them all clothes for the new clothes. Now they see this now. The new clothes will then get it just some of the check no more every blessed day. God bless you.
15 minutes now. Very much. I cannot say no, they not sound the bell. Yeah. So let's forget to the next one.
Yeah,
but
thank you very much.
Before I get to the next one, just for clarify something. The first lady not been say them for pay them. They say they already do, they not they pay them for them. Madam me say, but you not say them for pay them. So just clarify that side on your own side as well. Look at the next caller, please. Good evening, caller. What name you call from, please?
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, caller. What name you call from, please?
Oh, me and Leslie. I call from California.
Yeah, Mr. Leslie, what now you want to take on this topic tonight, sir?
I just want to say a few things. You know, Matilda may come up with some very good points, but you know, it try for going to the lady in personal life too much. You know, I just want to ask and say if we can try for regress from that. You know, and rather talk about some of the things the way it is doing off right. Rather than they go to impersonal family life, it will be much more better. But I just want to say again that some things in the way don't do it right. Because when I listen to the president, they talk about a 3-month-old baby with a rape, and then come out for champion that was a very good thing. Because when they come up in a feet on, I don't ever see 10-year-old picking in a teeth. But now you get 10-year-old picking it in a street, and then they rape them, then they do all bad things to them. So it brings the awareness, but we all understand, say, waiting to go on really wrong. So if we all can send some advice towards them and day, you get a lot of guys and then a free tongue where they're not to go to school, So if the president begin, first lady begin champion some causes that we go help, picking away not to go to school, especially girls picking away not to go to school for fairness, not school, or begin to do something way worthwhile for themselves, and help them so that they go be protected. I think it's a good thing and they do, I mean, a lot of things in the way they go wrong. A lot of things in the way this lady talked about she's right. But let me just refrain from the personal, the family man shot, man get big belly and all that stuff and there. I don't think it's right. That's all.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. Let me get the next caller because we want to forget them quick calls before we close in because time on the case. We'll get to the next caller, please. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Outside the call from, please. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Outside the call from? Good evening, caller. What's your name? Outside the call from, please.
Yeah, I Bendu again. The call from New York.
Yeah, Mr. Bendu.
I like I be say, I be just to try to clarify this. Mr. Kutubu say the lady not a public officer, and you say there is no law. We talk say the lady not for declaring asset because no law not permit her. But then say public officer, and they also talk say na the Anti-Corruption Act say anybody where they in a form where they able try for a bribery, where they gain bribery, right? Now, so the act say, specify people then because I make agriculture where they make this new law, then they specify people, then say people they win in the old public money, now then one they now then specify and then get a criteria the way you meet for be a public officer where they declare your asset. The way I talk say for declare asset, I say to me own opinion because let we all be realistic. What would they do then can't think there now for we country? Because we not go want to see president where they come on our office tomorrow. And then we see say the wife get a mansion, then we get how many assets then in possession. We be say when the kind of office, the wife not for be able to get anything, and but at the end of the day, we the same citizen then I will get for the cry say, oh, this president here so just they buy and then put an in wife account. So that thing and they if he do that thing and they I see a prudent measure to me on side. I see him. I know they watch him as a politics side, I they watch him in the situation where don't happen and we don't witness that. People the way that you see the anti-corruption the commission of inquiry. People they don't normally get a job. We them be now come on trace the way them they go sell na Abacha Street. They like see the way they call in at the commission of inquiry, then they talk say they we said they get the income, we don't know we said they get them money for billing kind hosting it. So now preventive measure no mommy they try for talk about. And like I say about Matilda, please go low on the lady. Go attack the issue. She's doing a lot of goodies for the country right now. We not ever know. Because even Miss Janet be they try for compare the lady with other former first ladies them. You know mean say we them be say neutral or them be say mute, then they do good things then. Whatever if they do things then we at least they come with embarrassment to the country. Now things the way we as the citizen we just say no more, not to enroll that for play. But at least that not come with embarrassment. Now lady way very much articulative, now lady way very much aware of whatever they do. So if they take causes then way they benefit the nation, I think say now a very, very important thing there, we're all for support and for. And when you go off track and we try for correct that. But at least let good refrain from try for income with in broad daylight, in personal life, what he be they do or what he not be they do. He can never tell you, never ever tell say this lady and so he be the hand. Because get nothing where you go prove that to we they listen to we right now because you just talk because maybe you have something against her or it's the first lady. I don't know which background you there for George and but go ever tell in details of how he live in life before become a first lady. So now that normal reply for say, I not the talk say or let you not criticize or let you not do this. I just say at least in a woman, your sister's keeper. At least when they criticize on the issue, not on the personal life.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bendu. Make I just try to clarify something what you say, because we know most of the we need to talk about facts. So fine. I know say yes, sometimes can be emotional. But like I say, the law, we talk about the public official, enough fall on the first lady. The first lady in office then gets a budget to allocate to that office day. So if any corruption come through, not to the first lady, then the whole fall on the president.
Okay.
This so the law they work. Now I make way sometimes for first lady step in boundary people and be concerned. I make they raise the issue here, because if you happen to go to that go there and go take the money, we're not able to the law not the way you say for all accountable. Now that make if it get to that point, people not begin the sound they only call the sound and also say no, not to the first lady enroll this. Not to enroll this. Now the reason why make, because if you do eventually what you say itself say so for prevent if you happen for do we're not able to so but for right now, no law not they say logo for the first lady. The reason why make them all the Ivory Coast the first lady, because immediately into active governments in get position. Yeah. So when they're all in man, instead of being part of the government, I make them all on that 10 day. They not me all because of the first lady, they me all because I'm a minister of that government today. So let me clarify that side, because we own job now for let people and get the right information. Let me get the next person, the next caller, please. Good evening, caller. What name was the call from, please?
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Auntie Bendu. What are you take on this topic tonight, ma'am?
Okay. My own take here is glad where the president don't begin.
Technical team, you raise the volume for web small, not here.
For women then begin take very strategic position then at the country. But the only thing where I will pray for SLPP as a government, let them give chance to this lady for let it function and enroll. The other issue when we get here is with the first lady, when a very brilliant, very beautiful lady, but me not say inside Salone. For what me no say protocol and day how the first lady in office they function. What in my own confusion here is me want for things say it look like President Bio gets a package where it all arranged, because this lady say now work he wants. Now we don't understand whose work where President Bio don't give, but me not say there is an arrangement between he and a man for say he get for work. Let it just make them public so the people they let them know, so they will know who side them for stand. Let them not criticize them because if they do some certain things. Let them know no more say what if they do illegally entitled to do what if they do, because now that a man don't say if or do. Now we will not know, now we're confused. But me not say President Bio don't give that woman their job, now we don't know. But let it make a note so we all know, let we all day in the know. Now that's not me own thing.
All right, thank you very much, Atibini. They say we get 3 calls, so we'll take the last 3 calls and then we'll close it because we don't pass it to our mark. So we'll get another one. Good evening, caller. What name you say the call from, please?
Yeah, good evening. This is Mohammed Jallo. I call from Virginia.
Yeah, Mr. Jallo. So what are you on take on tonight, sir?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I really they tell on all thank you with the studio there, and on they do a very great job for we. At least we didn't know it in the go, and now we continue and we did discuss politics, and we be say as a Sierra Leonean world for partake, into politics, because they want to within there, and now we vote for them, Now make a come into this issue of this first lady. For me, it's just so I just so sick and tired with problem with them, A lady at first we be say we all be like as a first lady, good looking. But the kind of action thing the way we say they do is so too much. Look like example recently where Sheikh moved to go Salone as a minister of gender now info present to the president. But we not see the minister of gender in the minister of gender and social welfare go present to the president. Look recently they organized concert in Salone where musicians then go. Then we believe saying that the Minister of Tourism is supposed to do that also for presenting to the president. Lots of in all that. They don't do so much thing where be say Sierra Leoneans they maybe don't sick and tired with them. And lots of time like at this way be say the country they go in a hardship and just they all over the place and they do things over the way be say really not good, you know. But many they blame how much and they blame the president because if me get me wife, you forget the limitation. Not to everything they go pan. Now that make they pay the ministers them for me them do their role. But in don't become now even the president, because in they do for the president. The president say make bad day, instead of make bad day. The president say give speech instead of give speech. So we really don't understand what they go on at the country. And we believe say everybody forgetting role for do and in nothing who vote for. And I just a ceremonial position get if they're at the back and they watch what the man they do. Help the man at the back for make the country move forward. You know, but in they do things overdo way, we say we really not appreciate and we really not happy with things they do. Always when I talk at the studio, when I talk exact. God bless Martida, God bless Mr. Kutubu, God bless you also see you. When I talk exact, when I not do anything bias here because of politics. Now the facts when I talk, we all sick and tired with time. We really need to take a back seat. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. We got two more callers. I'll take two more calls and that's it. Okay, give me panelists them in for getting the last word. So I'll get the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from, please?
Hello, I'm named Frederick. I call from London.
Yeah, Mr. Frederick, welcome to the show. What now you want to take on the program tonight, sir?
Yeah, I don't listen to the program. It's a very nice program. But I just want to give a brief a kind of statement where people then they say the first lady is not for involved in politics or the first lady is not for representing husband. Now let me read the title of the United States First Lady under Britannica. It says, although the First Lady role has never been quantified or officially defined, she figures prominently, underline that word, prominently, in the political and social life of the nation. Representatives of her husband on official and ceremonial occasions, both home and abroad. Hold on. Both home and abroad. The First Lady is closely watched for some hints of her husband thinking and for a clue to his future actions. Although unpaid and unelected, her prominence provides her a platform for which to influence behavior and opinion, and popular First Ladies have served as models for their nations. So that one we say the First Lady not forbidden could declare in assets. Me, I really get issue with that. Because just like within the first caller be say, why if the president decide for transfer phone, we a one side phone to his wife, how we able to trace that phone? So now that I'm your contribution.
All right. Thank you very much. And we got the last caller. Get the last caller in. Good evening, caller. What's the name outside the call from, please? Caller, good evening. What's the name outside the call from? Okay, we lost the call. So this will be that call we just listened to. Will be the last call for the night. So make action of a good last word. So I'll go start with well, Auntie Janet. I know they're on the phone for a long time. So since the skill bring, I mean, Auntie Janet. So what's in your last take concern everything we don't talk about from the first issue, the first female deputy IG, and also the first lady in statement and the role and everything we don't talk about in the program tonight, ma'am.
Well, it looks like I say we get two women then today we take over this program. One woman in a appointed position and the other woman a ceremonial position. But it appears they're both, don't take center stage tonight. But something they were a caller say we are one for really bring on board that the woman, it mean well for the country. That is the first lady. It mean well for the country, for the girls, them. So this caller don't set aside the kind of walkway the first lady for do, which is to say help the girls with their education and look at all their well-being and stuff like that. So that's a clear-cut duty out there outside politics. You know, so I'm really happy for that color. It make it easy and clear for everybody for no say yes. You are the first lady of this country. You don't have any political duty. But another female caller been called, you said not Bendu, sis Bendu, I always say sometimes the president don't get a job where we don't know about. So now we get the confusion on them. You know, that sounds a little bit interesting.
But she said, just for clarify, she said I was appointed as an envoy to Gambia. This is my first assignment.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what she said.
Well, that appointment, it can be just a personal representation, which could be a temporary business. It can be permanent, and that way they made it look at. Because if you get an ambassador who is an official envoy to the Gambia, you cannot have another envoy. You know, me could just assume from your understanding, for say it's a temporary appointment. Say this will get this problem, so do you go sort out for we? But then she did say at another point, she said that my first duty this. So there's a slight confusion there. Are they having a double role in the Gambia, or she just an envoy for go from one country to the other? They represent Salone as they find themselves in difficulties. Well, then we begin to ask, what is the embassy created for then? You know, but again, CEO, as we leave tonight, we want for take with the clear-cut understanding that there is a woman here who is hungry for power. Until a man make it clear that, maybe Parliament need for set this record straight to say we have this office as a ceremonial office. It has no political lining. Stay clear of the politics. Until that is done, this woman go to cross the boundary. But again, I want to say, very clearly to everybody we listen to it tonight, to say I'm so pleased with this first female AIG. Although Kutubu said there was the woman called Rex Davis. I tried to read about Rainbow Fenham. But again, within this time, yes, so we say, okay, the president don't do a great job. We want to say thank you to him, and we also want to ask him for make it try for create a clear-cut definition for him, whether she's a political person or she's a ceremonial person. Well, until we come again sometime, I want to say, Matilda, CEO Kutubu, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Auntie Janet. It was a pleasure tonight. Mr. Kutubu, I will bring you in for let you give your family your last word about everything we uncover tonight and moving forward.
Okay, now first of all, start by thanking Janet very much for coming and giving your own take, and which I found very robust, very informative and educative. But now go to the point. For again, John I will start with the opening argument saying, as long as the armed forces and the police services, they see themselves as part of the present government, now the drivers and will change that the same thing then will happen. The voting will happen, then people then go see just cater to waiting the paymaster they appoint them. They get a choice for return the country to waiting actually a police service for being a nation. Because they know what it is, then they read that in the state they get a choice for do that, or they get a choice for continue the status quo. So this year, I don't even need for waste more time on that. Now they get for me that decision. Wait till they come back to the way William will hammer out more and this question of the role of the first lady. The president can do this. The president can appoint a WEF as a cabinet minister. He go to parliament. After John Kennedy be appointed in board as Attorney General. Now, we will not let Kaboy appoint him. Because the reason why I appoint him, he trusts him. Now you on board and if he say go seek in I can understand say, okay, I believe say my wife will seek me interest more than any. But the thing about that though is that the lady they crossed the line, the constitutional line. Now what you will get for happen though, there is no way we will criticize other people, them, other government officials, them. We go through parliamentary confirmation process, and we accountable under the law. Then we go easy on the first lady. This is why she's not understanding. Meanwhile, they hold any job as long as it will be willing for take the criticism we go. You know, we don't criticize the bank governor. We don't even talk to the man totally unfit for the job for let elect. But if we criticize the first lady and its supporters, they will come back. But you cannot be exercising this kind of an extraordinary and plenipotentiary power self. But you don't want to be held accountable. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That thing. So once the Mrs. Fatima Bio, let we know say we don't know now. Say she's part of this government here. She's part of it and she's playing a very integral role. Some of us now they take Canada. She's part of that, and now they could say the criticism is going to be very robust. The criticism is going to be very harsh on them because we not me personally, I don't get any more break. To wait to me, they are not get any more break, no break. They put people say, Uda no one more kill touch you, no go more kid dance. Where you no go want this, if Namina go back to the role of the first lady, they behind, be the social secretary, help, when your husband get, functions there, you go help on the whole city. For example, we don't see the first lady now organize an inauguration for the president of the Republic of Salone. That's totally wrong. Not to the first lady go organize the inauguration of the president of Salone. Now the parliament, in conjunction with the foreign ministry, that they do that for the president of the now this country also not to Mrs. Trump they organize it. Now the Parliament of the United States now they organize the inauguration. So we do all that till once. So how about the money? Almost money we spend. When you report it, we don't get all the reports today. I mean, how about that? What should they say? You book balance now because you don't give account now. We don't know how much you spend now. You don't give report. So yeah, it's a downside of it. The downside of it is there are going to be criticisms as long as she continues for taking for a center role. I understand where his supporters in the come from, but we don't go lemon and try pick a lemon drop about this. It's either you're not a government official. If you're not a government official, you just therefore face the baptism of fire. This is as simple. There is no and, but, or if about this. There's no other way. It's either you not that or you not that. So in order for be in the meantime, me Kutu would take and say in a part of this government here, it play a major role. So infractions of principles are going to be addressed in ways how we want, not to how we want to. Thank you very much for the invitation. And back to you, to colleague Yanda.
Thank you very much. And over to you, Auntie Matilda, your last word for family tonight.
Okay, so Unage forgive me small term, okay? Because I need for address 2-3 things then. Okay, so first, even before I go into my final closing, let me say something. Some people then call and then say I attack Fatima, I go into her personal life. I did not say anything that isn't out there already. Okay.
Exactly.
And secondly, she made an audio or interview. Now that interview there, the woman talk about in professions them. Now in self call waiting he don't do. So waiting bad if I repeat waiting he say he don't do. And in waiting he say he don't do, I say if you want to talk about your entirety of your life, because you say I have worked for 22 years. So I say if you talk about your entirety of your life, not exclude certain parts. I say make them all, not talk about a piece and left the other half. Make them a whole so it become a homogeneous story. What I mean by homogeneous, so it go become one story, one piece. Nothing not there so we I talk about Fatima this evening time, where Fatima self not already talk about himself. Okay? The only thing where I say I go want for see all the accreditation there, because sometimes they make I tell you something. When they go work, then they look at your resume, then they look at what you don't do, then they look at your experience then. So maybe as a woman, maybe for me to defend her, I need to see all of those. And I need for vet all of them one and they and sit down back and talk, say, weto, this woman na so is say. And according to waiting we don't see, na in this they don't show. Make we left for again at the tell una, make we left for the make people them into demigods. Because people don't then have power immediately una feel to say them better persona than superior persona. Una for lay down and prostrate una self na ground for make them waka na una back. Nobody know then at this world way better passing company. Now God they give power, now God they take power. Okay? Now the other thing where I want to say. So Mohammed, me, this is me. You come for me, you attack me, I am going to respond to you. If I not catch him, I not catch him. But if I catch him, I will respond to you. I not go fetch with you, but I go respond to you. For you, Mohammed Bangura, you say me no spread na me face like. Na God na give me. You see a jealous person for him. I not go ask God for make it give me other one. This way so nice see say fit me face. Now that make it give me him. And I am very proud of it. So you Bubaka Darami, you say me face stronger like granite board. I don't know what in granite board sound like. I not see you. But guess what? I love myself and I appreciate myself. I'm not trying to be Fatima Bio because you say I want to look like Fatima Bio. How I go on for look like Fatima Bio where God in your own perfection don't make me the way how He wants for make me. When I left that nonsense there. So you didn't care. You say I will walk like dog. Now you when a man. Me they talk about something. You look me woman, you call me say I will walk like dog. Who are you then as a human being? You feel to say you're not human being where you look another human being, you call and say it will walk like dog. You feel to say you don't go high at the echelon or you don't achieve something by calling another human being a dog in the name of defending somebody for politics. Una get una priorities the right people. Please. At the beg una get una priorities them right. Now for make I go to the final point. We don't get a woman as a deputy, commissioner of police. It's a good step. It's a right step. Like I say, I've been for rather the commissioner of police be a woman. But this is what we have, and we will take it, working side by side. To the woman, I say I doff my hat off to her because it don't work and it deserve that position there. I say where he sit down at the table, make it take in rightful position and in rightful place at the table. Make it not compromise in integrity. Make it not compromise for anything because the one thing where it gets for no is at the end of the day where in lay down na in pillar. Now, in one grain in aid and God, now they all two lay down at that pillar day. When it's all said and done, when she throws in the towel, make it say, indeed, I work for the Salone people them and I not compromise my integrity. Now, speaking on side by side, I go now to the First Lady. Nobody no want for make a day in isolation. Nobody no want not say make a retire at this age. Nobody not say make a no work. That is why there is an office of the First Lady. That is why there are things that are allowed within the office of the First Lady. Let her focus on that. Let her concentrate on that. I am not saying that she shouldn't involve in other things, but not become involved in so much as you trample on the rights of others. Not become involved in so much as you make the water blue. Instead of make the water clear and make all man see who side the water they run, you don't make the water don't mucky. You don't make the water don't begin to turn dirty because people they don't understand what they go on anymore. And when people they ask questions, una not listen. At the end of the day, some of una we sit down they talk now people that they suffer in that country they the most. Now una people that they suffer in that country they the most, but yet now una still back kinka and say me na born SLPP, me na born APC. Let me tell you something. You are a born nothing. What you are is a born Sierra Leonean. Okay? You are a born nothing. What you are is a born Sierra Leonean. Fatima Bio, let me tell you, I have said this even in my own personal program. Put you further down. You are not the first to have entered this role. Neither will you be the last to enter this role. Learn from others. Humbleness is a great teacher. Humbleness, they take you go far in life. Humbleness, they take you go far in life. And if you listen, not to all thing you go sabi, not to all thing you go be a master of, not to all thing you go be the master sabi person by all thing. You need other people then for come on board and teach you certain things then. You need other people then for come on board and engage with you and show you how to do certain things then. Let the ministers be the ministers. There is a reason why they are ministers and they've been appointed to that position. Let the ambassadors do their job. What maybe if I don't actually like foresee that maybe an entourage with the ambassador. Who say maybe underground he don't go play in your role. Then it make the ambassador do in work. It make the foreign minister do in work. Then it can come and say, you know what, me man don't appoint me as a special envoy to Gambia, and in this capacity I will work hand in hand together with the government and together with our official head here, who is the ambassador, for try for make certain things then good for we people then. That is what humbleness is. That is what collaboration is. Not to alter no more partner your name day before. Not to alter no more partner you then foresee. If they not see you, then it not happen. If they not see you, then it not be. That is not humbleness. All I am saying is that, yes, she is a very intelligent lady, and nobody can take that away from her, because it takes a certain intelligence and a certain smarts for make it even do half of the thing the way it do. Trust me, it takes a certain skill and a certain smarts to get that done. So all I they say, make it divert that smartness day, that intelligence day in a positive way will go be beneficial for all, because this honestly is creating a lot of distraction. It is creating a lot of distraction, and what we don't want is distraction. We want focus, we want attentiveness, and we want for see results. But you know, go no more, you go put your nose all side, put your mouth all side just because you think you can, and you and therefore you will. It is not done. It is not done in a society. That's why there are rules. That's why there are structures. That's why there are things in place. And then lastly, I go say, people have a choice. I say, me na woman where I not like big belly man. I not call name. So please, I not call name. I say me, particularly as Matilda. I say I like tall man way tall past me. For crying out loud, I am a woman that is 5'10". So I have my preference. So everything where somebody talk, una they take and make emotion and jam and put here. So what? I do not have entitled to my own preference. It is okay for Fatima for us to glorify her preference, and my preference should not be glorified. I should not say it. And because I say, and that means say I am hating on another woman. Can we please change the narrative and start talking like the intelligent people that we are? No. Let us change it, please.
All right. As you said, today, make my job easy. Today, me just sit down by the money for enjoy. Let's never get say if I look at a strong woman, then because we didn't come in to go down for them, we can be able enjoy. But I want to thank all my panelists tonight. It was a pleasure having you guys on the stage with me. And to Janet, I know say we don't keep you up so late, almost close to 4 o'clock on your own side in the UK. Thank you very much for your journey. We viewers, family, home and abroad, we people then calling, be part of the program. This is what democracy is. We all not get for say the same thing. We all not get for say the same thing. We get for argue back and forth, but that's the beauty of democracy. There's the beauty of democracy where I come associate oneself as long as we not be disrespectful to each other. But let we put the point out. Many politicians know say we all pay attention to them. Because at the end of the day, like I can always say this program, we all love Salone in one way or the other. A different way, number one, see where Salone they go, and a different way we support. Some people in there support hard. Some people in there, they don't support, now cassava leaf support. And you take the leaf, I take the root. Someone in there, not just in. So, but anyhow, we do one thing I know say every Salonian wants, well, let Salone better. We were the epitome of anything good and the jealous and envy for every African country. So again, when the president can do something wrong, I can be the first one for pounds on them, and I know they apologize for none of that. When they do something good, I will be the first again for praise them. Today, that appointment we make as the first IG in the history, I will give them that kudos. They forgive a woman that position there. It's a high time, because if we look at country like Rwanda, they get close to 50% of women in our parliament. We need that. We need that feistiness in we, because with the man and sometimes can become complacent. So we need some feistiness in we, and somebody will push you forward. So again, I congratulate the president in the move, and I also hope that the police, the new appointees, and the way they come in, they not go follow suit of the old one. And they can change the trajectory of the country and work for Salone, that we all will be happy. The morale of the police then down at the gutter. So we hope that them can change the trajectory and help the president and everybody in the country. Because one thing we not understand, some of them say when they do the president a favor, it can be a bad reflection of the president. Because they say they happen at the end of the day, they for blame the president, say, we come on the regime, and then say they happen. The president didn't hear. But what you all criticize, which I'm more for, we still criticize the president. So some of them say they help the president, I don't know ways so I can hinder them. So do what the police code say and do what's right. Yes, we know the kind of country, we know material above on our head, where the remote control owner. But at the end of the day, do what's right. Make them fire you for that. Let the people revolt against them. But we pray for one amount of succeeding on our roles them. In terms of the first lady, we not go say much, we don't say a whole lot. All me for continue for saying now is that the office of the first lady need to step in and do something good and therefore help the first lady in the roles then, so that we will get a happier first lady and happy country. I know say the first lady within her heart, you know say he want to do something for Salone, you want to help Salone. But one thing we know they forget is perception. No matter how good you try to do, if you are not perceive your work as goodness, you know they ever happen as a good thing. If the country don't begin to perceive you as somebody say you power conscious, you involve too much, try to take a step back. Take a step back, because one thing in any election, the first ladies are very successful. They are very instrumental in the manner every election. They can go somewhere the man and never go. They never talk to people that way nobody never talk to. So you don't want you as a first lady to be clouded. When you cloud that now, it's advantage for a man do election. You don't want to be the topic. You want to be the one way anybody mislead you, man. If you can clear the misleading, say not so many man. Now me the woman I do every day now host. Now me know the kind of man way be. Anybody say you man a wicked man? No. I go show you say me as a woman, me man a wicked. Now he able to defend them. But if they make you that hard person, make you say you, they don't begin to defend you. You go for be a problem for the man tomorrow. Do you? I ask the office of the first lady and the president and everybody who has a strong supporter of the first lady and the president and this party. When I sit down talk to the first lady, make it know say it's all about perception. This world is about perception. I know say you get the plan because a young, a vibrant, you want to use the energetic life. She's beautiful, energetic, and influential. But if he push, people know they see them that way, they take a step back and press a reset button. It's less than 2 years in your man in your self. The next year, I can make something different. We will see I'm different and defend I'm different. Again, no matter what it is, we don't job now for pray for on our succeed. We will continue for praying on let God make on our succeed. Let God make we continue my Salone be one of the better countries in the world. Let we continue for speak, outside we need for speak, praise we need for praise, and condemn we need for condemn. This is what we need to do for push my Salone forward. I tell you all thank you. Let God bless we all. Let God cover we all. And this corona away they come. Let God make it not touch none of us Salone people. Let we all. It just go back to sender. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you all and good night everybody. Tata.
Yes. Oh yes. I must tell you,
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to TAVAppmaker.com and create your free app today. Why?